Alright guys, quick update. So if you watched my last little stylophone video, I explained it a little bit, but I'll explain it fully here in this video. I thought I'd make a separate video. So the reason that I have not finished the Fuzzy Loves as of right now, so the color's kind of off. They're actually more pink. They look a little more faded in this video because this camera's not that good. But the reason I haven't finished them is because since I'm using lead-free solder, it doesn't wet and bond as good. So I need more flux. I thought the flux in the wire was adequate, but I need more than that. So I just ordered some good flux so I can make these joints better. And also I was like, why do these joints look so bad? They look so bad. I found out this particular solder makes the joints look like they were cold soldered, even when they're not, so it's kind of hard to tell. So just to be extra careful, I'm going to add extra flux and bond it better and blah, blah, blah. So, but I want to explain the Fuzzy Loves, how they're going to be, and also the 3 brands that I'm going to be launching. So, well, first we're going to go with the Fuzzy Loves. So, there will be at least 20 Fuzzy Loves built in total, but this is how it's going to start out. So, these first ones are custom painted, white base with a little bit of cool pink and black splatter with the stamped logo. Then, after the logo has been stamped and everything, this has all been clear coated. Now, there were 2 reject pedals. So there were 10 total. 8 were good enough. Some still have little flaws like this. Some don't as much. Some, this is more blurry, whatever. 8 are good enough. And the 8 ones got 3 clear coats. Some actually accidentally got 4, but it's fine. I ran out of clear to do a 4th full coat on all of them. So they got 3 clear coats. And these will have a gain knob and a volume knob. Now, I also was not satisfied with the potentiometers I had. They were just so low quality. They were like about 10 to 20 cents each. They were just not good. I've ordered some that cost about 50 to 60 cents each. They're better. They're Alpha made. They're not going to be as like great as some American made, like high-end $5 a knob. But for bang for your buck, they're some of the best you can get, the Alpha knobs. I could have gone a little bit cheaper with some others. That would have been almost just as good, but I didn't want to do that. So we got Alpha knobs coming. I ordered basically every value, both linear, logarithmic, and anti-log. And even there's some that I got that are anti-log and log combined, but I only got those in 20K and 1K values. So yeah, now there will be 8 pedals released like this with the it will contain the, what do you call it? The knobs, the input and output, and the little foot thingy. I have not decided yet, guys, if the ins and outs are going to be on the side or the top. I want to put them on the top, but we'll see. We'll see. I might make a couple on the side too, in case people prefer that, but I plan on putting them all on the top. Now I had 2 cases of, I made 10 of these. I had 2 of these big cases that one turned out not that good. It has double stamp, because the first stamp was just so bad I stamped it again, but I stamped it off to the side. And then there's this one that's kind of hard to read. These 2 do not have clear coats, so the paint will rub off sooner. Now while these will have both the foot switch, the ins and outs, and the gain and what do you call it? Volume knob. They also will have an LED. These will have none of that. So these are going to be very minimal. These are just going to be always on pedals, basically. I might, since these are bigger, I might give these some kind of feature. I might give them, I plan to do something crazy with them, like I might build another effect into them, or I might give them like an on-off switch, just a simple switch or something, I don't know. But there'll be 2 of these, but these 2 will come later. These 2 pedals that didn't make the cut, 2 cases. These are going to be at the $99 price point, and $50 will be donated to charity per each of these 8 sold. Then there will be these. These are the originals pre-drilled, but I found out it was too small for my design. I could have wasted these. I have like 20 of these, but these will be built into more simple units that'll be sold for $49. So what will these be? So I'm going to cover up all the holes and stuff like that. But what will I do? I might add an LED to these. I probably won't, but we'll see. These will just have the ins and outs. They will be here. There will be no switch at all. I might put a simple switch. I don't think so though. But these will just be always on, in and out. You will have to put the battery to make them work. If you take the battery out, they won't work. No sound will pass at all. So they're always on, and yeah. I'm gonna try to locate all the screws for these, but I might not actually even have the screws for these anymore. They'll ship with the base plate, but they might just be like always exposed, you know. But you can always add your own screws later if I can't find them. These will be cheaper as well. These will be $49 with $25 donated, $99 with $50 donated. These will come later. Remember I said I'm building at least 20 Fuzzy Loves. There's going to be more actually. There's going to be, until I run out of these small cases, and I have, how many small cases do I have? 1, 2, 3. I think there's 10. Hold on, let me count. Or is there more? How many are there actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like between 15 and 20 cases of those. So over time, I'll build 20 of these. I might repurpose some of these and repaint them for other things. But some of them will be simple Fuzzy Loves without any, they'll just be always on Fuzzy Loves. Kind of like this little wooden pedal I have here. This will give you a great example. See that? In and out. No switches. Just the circuit and that's it. You put the battery in and it's on. Don't put the battery in and it's not doing anything. This is a 1-of-1. I was going to sell this, but I liked it too much, so I kept it. So there you have it. And now you might be wondering, I'm actually going to be launching 2 other brands as well. Now these, you might be saying, oh my gosh, that's so much. So this is my charity brand, which will be the more weird stuff, way more limited releases, and way more, I guess, if I ever become popular, these will be more valuable because they'll be more rare. The Fuzzy Love will probably be the most largely produced one at least 20 units. But I'm launching 2 other brands. Now, what are the other brands? The other 2 brands are going to be almost like a joke rivalry. They're going to riff off each other. It's going to be a funny dichotomy. One's going to be a more premium brand, but they're going to be like $99 priced pedals. And then the other one's going to be a more budget brand, and they're going to be $50 priced pedals. The budget brand ones is going to be the brand that's like very simple, always on type pedals. Occasionally I might make one with knobs and stuff. And the higher end brand will be more like a traditional brand. I plan on having those cases for those 2 brands custom drilled from factory and custom printed labeling. They won't have the hand quality that the ADHD pedals have. Those will not be done for charity. The little bit higher end brand, which really is low end for a hand built $99 pedal, but the other one's gonna be $50 hand built, but those aren't gonna be produced in as big a number, I think, but we'll see. But I have something funny planned for the 2 names of the brands and how they're gonna riff off each other, hate on each other. It's gonna be like a fake rivalry. It's gonna be kind of funny. Those 2 brands will launch later this year because I'll have to come up with more design, maybe even next year. I'll have to come up with more designs. And I'm gonna have a outside company pre-drill them so they're nicely lined up and put like actual graphics on them and stuff. But of course, the final assembly will all be done by me here. So yeah. But the ADHD pedals won't go away. These will still be built along the same time. These will just be smaller number, limited releases, cool stuff, weird stuff. A lot of the one-off stuff is going to be, the one-off stuff mostly is going to be kept to the ADHD pedals brand. It's going to be fun stuff. I actually only have, Oh, I do have one limited run thing planned for the other brand later, and I'll tell you all that later. But I'll give you all a little rundown of the ADHD Pedals plans. So we're gonna start with 8 Fuzzy Loves in the full size cases. That'll be complete with all the features. I might release one of them without an LED, just for someone who might not want an LED. I'm not sure yet, and I might release one with side jacks. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. At the same time, I can't promise, but I'm going to try to also release some of the simple ones, the cheaper ones, and that'll be the first batch. The second batch, I'm going to release. I have 6 really weird pedals. It's going to be a limited release. Only 6 of them will ever be done. Will also be under the ADHD Pedals brand. It'll be full size like this. They're already painted and done up crazy. And those will be pretty cool. Those will also be $99. There also will be fuzzes, but a little bit different. And then I have a one-off pedal also in plan to be released as well. So that's really all the plans for the ADHD stuff. I had another design, but I might save that design for either the cheap brand or the nicer brand. But for ADHD, like I said, ADHD Pedals, first batch. 8 big ones, a few small ones maybe, and more small ones will be released later. The 2 defective big ones will come out later. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They're not going to be like fully featured, so don't wait for those. Do not wait for those, trust me. Then after that batch of Fuzzy Loves, I'm going to build 6 unique pedals. They're all going to be the same, but they'll be the only